Hi everyone, we're back. Proficiency exam, SAT exam, ACT, whichever is eating you, right? Whichever is ruining your peace of mind. In the figure below, TV is parallel to ZW, right? TV parallel to ZW. Okay, so these two lines, top and bottom, are parallel. UI is parallel to VX. UI parallel to VX. Okay, this one and that one. All right, I should have put the same, that one and this one. Okay, what else? UX and VW are also parallel. Okay, and TZ and VW, TZ and VW are also parallel. All right, what is the measure of angle ZYU? Okay, so tell me what is the measure of this angle here. Let's call it X. No, maybe X doesn't work. Let's not call it anything yet. Okay, so let's see what we have. Well, I'm looking at UX and VW, and because UX is parallel to VW, which is parallel to TZ, I can say that this UX is also parallel to TZ, right? So all these three lines are parallel. Knowing that, and knowing that this angle here is 60 degrees, what can you tell me about that angle over there? That angle will be what? Well, that angle is going to be 60 degrees, right? Because TZ and UX are cut by the transversal TV or TU if you want. All right, let's look now at this angle right here. Okay, what can you tell me about this angle UXW? Well, think about that. ZW and TV are parallel and they're cut by this transversal UX. Because that's the case, angle VUX and angle UXW, so the one that's 60 degrees here and the one in purple, they're what to each other? They're supplementary. Okay, so I can tell you that the measure of, let's make this one angle Z. Z doesn't work. Let's make this angle M. Okay, so the measure of angle M plus 60 degrees should equal 180 degrees, right? Do you guys remember from geometry, two parallel lines cut by transversal, you have this interior angles here, they are supplementary, right? Well, how big is M? What would be 180 minus 60, which is 120 degrees. Now, this angle here, or if you want UVWX, UVWX is what? Is let's see, UV is parallel to XW, okay, because TV and ZW are parallel, so this one is parallel to that one, and UX is parallel to VW. That's a parallelogram. Okay, and in a parallelogram, the opposite angles are congruent. So this angle here is actually congruent to angle M. So what I can say is that this angle V in this case, right, which is how big? What is the measure of angle V? Well, I got X plus 2x's, right? That makes 3x. Well, out of these two equations, I can say that 3x is actually 120 degrees. What is your x? x will be, I'm sorry, 120 divided by 3, which is 40 degrees. Okay. Well, some of you will say, okay, but where are you trying to take me now? I mean, why are we solving that? Well, I know that this angle here, M, is 120, because I know that I can state with certainty that this angle here, let me use a different color, this angle here is going to be what? Well, if this one is 120, the purple one, right? Well, 120 plus this angle makes 180, which makes this angle how big? 60, right? Well, we could have seen that because TV is parallel to ZW, and this 60-degree angles in blue and that orange angle over there are what? Alternate interior angles that are congruent. So, you know, that's another way in which you could have spotted that. Well, I know that 60. What else I know? Well, I know that this angle here is how big? Let me use a different color for it. That angle over there is actually congruent to this angle. How do I know that? Well, just look at triangle UYX and VXW. Those two triangles have three sets of parallel sides, which makes them proportional. Proportional, similar. Triangle UYX is similar to triangle VXW. VXW. Okay? Knowing that, I can say that this angle here is how big? Well, this angle here is the same with this one, right? So angle UYX is congruent to angle VXW, but that VXW is actually of x unit, x degrees measure, right? Because TV is parallel to ZW, cut by the transversal VX makes this angle and that angle congruent, which means this angle here is how big? X, but X is what? 40 degrees. Knowing that this angle is 40 and noticing that this angle UYX plus the angle ZYU makes 180, you should be able to find the measure of angle ZYU, which will be 180 minus 40, and that is 140 degrees. D is 140 degrees. Now, there may have been a faster way. I believe we went into a longer kind of approach. We may try that. Let me erase everything in here and see if we can see a faster way, right? Okay, I know this one is parallel to that one, right? And everything else is parallel to, for the reasons we stated before, right? That one is parallel to that one, which makes this one, um, that one is congruent to this one, congruent to that one, right? This one here makes this one 60. Okay, this one, this angle here is actually 2x, right? Let's go with the triangle. I'm just trying to see if there is a faster way. In triangle UVX, I know that 60 degrees, right? This the purple angle, 60 plus x plus 2x gives me 180, right? If you take 60 away from both sides and combine x plus 2x, you have 3x equals 120, which gives you x equal 40 degrees. I know the orange one here is x, right? Because uy parallel to vx makes this angle congruent to that angle because they're cut by this transversal zw. But here we know that tv and zw are parallel. You have the transversal xv makes this angle congruent to x. We found what is x. We know x is 40. All I have to do is to take that 40 away from 180 because my angle ZYU plus angle UYX is 180, which means this angle here would be 180 minus 40, 140 degrees, and that's probably a faster way than the way we used. All right. There are many other approaches. Use whichever one you like. Okay, and that's about it. That's an example of two ways in which you can solve the problem. All right, thank you. We'll see you soon.